Hi, I'm John Sokchuk and I'm with Nilfisk University, and occasionally we give away tokens, gifts and such. And most recently we gave away this little box which inside is a puzzle, and I didn't know it until we gave away probably more than 100 of them, that there's no instructions, and someone approached me and asked me how do you actually solve this thing, and I felt guilty, and I actually spent quite a bit of time trying to solve it myself. And what I thought I would do is create a short video that kind of goes through the process. Now my fingers are going to get in the way quite a bit here as we try to solve this, but I think just based on what you see you'll kind of get the idea, and that'll get you off and running so that you too can solve this for yourself and show off to your friends. But as we see here, we have what I'll call these bars, if you will, and there's rings holding these bars together, and this little assembly doesn't get mixed up, it doesn't get tangled because of the way that the rings are and such. There's just enough space to keep this thing from getting tangled. But so we have this item here, I'll call it the dongle, and as you can see it's hanging on the bottom bar. The bottom bar has a little bit of an angle to it, but it doesn't make it any different than any of the other bars as far as I can tell. So the goal of the puzzle is to remove this dongle from the assembly without destroying the puzzle. And so the first, most of the activity really occurs right up here at the top bar. So holding it like this with the bent bar at the bottom, I'll call this the top bar. Most of the activity occurs up here, and specifically having to do with this top ring on that bar. Now you can be working from either side. For me it's most comfortable working off or from this side, especially as I try to hold this in front of the video camera. So the first step is I'm going to take the dongle and thread it through the bottom ring, and I'm going to cap the ends of all of the bars on that side that are above that ring. So right now I have the eyes of those bars all capped. You're going to see what I'm going to do on that top ring, and I said that's where most of the work is done. I'm sliding that top ring through the dongle. Okay, I'm going to use the term reverse it through the dongle because you'll hear me say that a couple more times here before we're finished. So I actually put that top ring, reversed it through the eye of the dongle. And so now that it's through, now I'm going to take the dongle and go underneath that ring and try to remove as much as I can, or remove the dongle as far as I can, shake it loose, if you will. And I'm pulling it through and see where I end up. Look at that. So this is where I am right now. So now I'm still through that bottom ring that I thread the dongle through, but now I changed to a different bar. So now I'm on bar 1, 2, 3. Okay. So at this point, what I'm going to do is go through the ring. Actually, I'm going to go through the ring on the bar that I'm on. I'm going to try to get comfortable here so I can keep my hands out from in front of the camera. So I'm going through the ring, and then I'm going through that top ring also, and I'm going to go through the eye of the top bar underneath the ring, and now I'm going to, here I'm going to use the term reverse that top ring, and as much as I can reverse through the dongle and try to shake the dongle loose, and we'll see where we end up here. Oh, look at that. We end up on the second bar. Okay? So there's multiple steps to this, as you can see. So I'm on the second bar, and now I'm going to go through the ring that's just above, and here we go. We're going to cap the side of the bars above. So I went through the ring, and now I'm going to try to cap the ends of the side of those bars above, and I'm going to, just like when we started, I'm going to slide that top ring through the dongle, and then I'm going to take the dongle and go back out again and see how far I can shake it loose. And here we are. Looks kind of messy, so I cure some of this mess. Oh, there we go. Now it's not that messy. So here we are. So the dongle now is hanging from 1, 2, 3. So I'm on the 3rd bar. So now what we're going to want to do is get the dongle to the top bar. And when we're at the top bar, we're almost finished removing it. So to get it there, I'm going to go through the ring and over the edge, over the eye of the top bar. And now I'm hanging from the top bar, and you'll see now I'm going to reverse all of these. Take everything that's on either side. I'm going to choose this side. I'm going to reverse all of this stuff through the eye of the dongle, and the dongle will be removed. So here I go, letting everything slide through the dongle, and now the dongle is removed without destroying the puzzle. Well, that's fine and good, John, but how do I put this thing back together so I can show off with somebody else? And so we have to do everything in reverse. So I'm going to choose this side, and what I want to do is push everything through the eye of the dongle so that I can get the dongle onto that top rung. So I'm right now pushing everything through, and it all fits. You just got to keep it kind of loose. And so there we are. I've got the dongle hanging on the top bar, and so now I want to get it on the bar just below. So I'm going to go through the ring over the eye of that top bar, and here I am on the 1, 2, 3rd bar. So from the 3rd bar, I'm going to go through the ring that I'm at, and through the ring above that. So I'm using my finger to try to help me here. So I'm going to go through 2 rings and around the eye, the top bar, under the ring, and now I'm going to reverse out as much as I can and shake the dongle loose. So I'm actually reversing things through the dongle. I'm going to shake it out and see where I end up, and I end up down here on the 2nd bar. So from the 2nd bar, I'm going to go through the 2 rings, the one that I'm on and the one just above, and I'm going to cap the eyes, if I can, cap the eyes of the, well, I'm going to start over again. So I'm going to go through the ring at the bar that I'm at, and through the other ring, and I'm going to cap the bars above. I'm going to put that top ring through the dongle, and then I'm going to go under that top ring and try to unthread the dongle and see how far I get. And there I am. You probably remember this from when we were taking it apart. So now I'm on the 1, 2, 3rd bar. I'm going through the bottom ring, so we're almost there. And so now I'm going to go from this position. I'm going to go just through the top, very top ring, and through the top eye. And now I'm going to reverse everything that I can and shake the dongle loose. And there we go. That's exactly right where we started. So sometimes it seems like it's a tight fit, pushing things through the eye of the dongle, but if you can keep everything loose, pulled apart, it slides through pretty easy. But if everything is jammed together like this and you're trying to reverse things through the eye, it's a little tough. So the more you can keep this loose, holding it as I am with one hand and using the other hand, and kind of using your fingers to hold the eyes the way or open, so that you can get through, the easier it is. So hopefully that was helpful, and you haven't wasted too much time on the puzzle that we gave away. And if you ever see these again, maybe you're more apt to buy one for someone you know. So hope you're having a good day, and maybe we'll talk soon.